Hey guys, and welcome to ISRTV Live, where, things have a tendency to go wrong. For some reason, I start up the show on the stream, like always, and then for some reason, it just didn't appear. So anyway, give me a second here while I get a few things up, including chat, so I can see what you guys are saying. And yeah, we will we will go with it. That was really odd, because normally when you go and you set up a show on YouTube, you schedule it beforehand, then I go next split here and I select the show, and then it goes. But I was doing that, and for some reason you guys weren't getting that on your end. So yeah, that was odd. So anyway, hopefully we're running good now, and hopefully everything sounds all right. You guys let me know in chat. So yeah, I'm sensing sarcasm in chat. So anyway, I hope you guys had a good weekend. I know I had a good weekend myself, a busy weekend. Unfortunately, not too much sim racing, but yeah, a good weekend. So hopefully you guys had a good weekend yourself. Yes, it is confirmed. I will definitely not be McLaren's simulated driver, and you'll see that more later on, where it becomes very obvious. So much work to do. So let's see. Oh, you broke the Racing Line Gaming. You broke your ankle this weekend. That is a terrible weekend. That's no good. Makes it, when you break your ankle, it makes it really hard to go sim racing. So as Darren learned earlier this year with his skiing accident, he just went off a huge jump. I mean, it was awesome until landing. So anyway, gonna go ahead and let's get on with the show, and got a few news items to hit on with my notes over here while I'm looking this way, talking about WRC7, F1 2017, and a competition race room that I saw that's, I think, been out for a while, but I want to go ahead and bring it to your attention, so I thought it was pretty neat. And then gonna go and drive rFactor 2 and try out this McLaren's World Fastest Gamer competition. As I alluded to in the show, at least the previous show before that blew up for some reason, I don't expect this to be an overly impressive time. And after running it this morning, because I hadn't ran rFactor 2 since I installed it on this PC, yeah, it's going to be interesting. So yep, we're going to go ahead and we'll check that out. So let's see, chat, you guys are doing whatever you do. People talking about iRacing, 6 hours at the Glen. Wish I could have ran that, but again, had other things I had to be doing this weekend. Family stuff. They want to be seen once in a while. So, okay, let's go ahead and jump into our first news item, and that is WRC7. We kind of alluded to this last week. Porsche's coming, because Porsche's coming to everything. So, here it is. This is interesting. I didn't know this car existed, but this is the 911 Gt3 Rs R Gt, which is a rally Porsche that I think was ran a few years ago, because it's the old style of the 911. But yeah, this car is coming if you pre-order WRC7 now. Something that we did find out in this announcement, previously WRC7 was going to be coming out in autumn or fall or what have you. But now we know that the title's coming out in September, and it's going to be out worldwide in September, after I did some stalking on WRC's Facebook page and seeing them answer questions. So out in September, and this is, again, a pre-order copy. Pre-orders haven't started now, but you can get that soon, which, normally our line on pre-orders is you should probably always wait until, we or someone else, anyone, gets a chance to check out the game. But anyway, if you do want to pre-order, that is coming. So that is kind of neat. We'll see how that goes. I mean, Porsche and everything. I don't know. I find it kind of funny. The floodgates have just opened. So yep. So far we got those two images, and that and there you go. One other thing that was also noted when I was stalking Facebook on a WRC7 post, someone asked if there were going to be VR, and the comment was, had it planned for VR in WRC7. But it's something we'll look into, which I don't know, I feel like that's like the PR answer. So don't expect to see VR in WRC7 if I had to guess. The strangest thing is, at E3 2016, I drove WRC6 in VR. It was definitely still in beta. I mean, the whole game was in beta, obviously, then at E3. But, you know, it ran all right. So, I mean, they had it running, and then it was supposed to come to WRC6, and then it never appeared. So, yeah, that was really odd, and it looks like VR is not going to appear in WRC7 either. So, there you go. So, there's some news from WRC7. Moving on to the next topic before we go and do some driving. F1 2017, I saw this story retweeted by the Codemasters F1 Twitter account online. This is from WCCF Tech, which is a website I'm not familiar with. But essentially the gist of the story is that on the consoles, F1 2017 will be HDR compatible, but it won't be on the PC, which I guess, I don't know, I guess that makes sense. Kind of nice if you had the option on PC. You know, we've had HDR settings for a long time. I remember the old HDR plugin for rFactor 1. I always made sure I downloaded that from, what was that, rFactor Central back in the day. So, yeah, so anyway, that is F1 2017, HDR coming to consoles. There's an image here. I guarantee you that's not what the game looks like. That is quite the artistic rendering, I guess, of F1 2017. I mean, I tried it out at E3, and it looked pretty much like 2016, running on the standard PlayStation 4. The preview we looked at last week, a couple videos, looked pretty nice, I assume, but we assumed that was running on the PC, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see once they have it in our hands if overall it looks any nicer. So yeah, that was a big thing from this article. Lee Mather also went on and talked about career mode, which we already hit on last week. That sounds pretty sweet, actually. Sounded nice when I spoke with Lee at E3. And then something that also came up was a question about VR, and that was also sounded like it's not going to support VR either for F1 2017. The comment was kind of like from Lee was, you know, it was like, well, you know, we're trying to see where technology goes and this and that. So yeah, kind of sounds like if you're a VR user, WRC7 or F1 2017 don't sound like they're going to have VR, if I had to guess. So, yeah, those are those two items. I'm checking back here in chat, and I see there's a lot of conversation. Wait, where? And apparently chat disappeared. Wait, 1 second here. Let's go. There you are. Okay. I tell you, live stuff. What a mess. And then last up on the news things, and this isn't really a news item, but it was something that I saw that Raceroom also tweeted out this morning, and something that I kind of missed, I think is a cool idea. And they run a bunch of different competitions on the website. You can go and check that out on the, I guess, the portal for Raceroom. And one we're running right now features the FR X17, which is their fictional 2017 Formula 1 car. And it's running as Suzuka. And the neat thing about this competition that if you're the winner of the competition, then your name gets to go on one of the AI cars in-game. And then if you at least compete in the competition, which is, I think, where 99.9% of the rest of us fall, they're going to do a random drawing and going to take one name from whoever posted a lap time in this competition, and then your name gets to go on one of the AI cars. So this is pretty neat. This is running for another 2 weeks. As you see, this is a pretty competitive field here. If we kind of scroll, let me scroll over here. What's going on here? As you see, you get broken down into different divisions. But yeah, pretty neat to see. Haven't really kept up too well here on the show with the different competitions, challenges, what have you that Raceroom does. So saw this one come across this morning, and I thought this was a pretty neat one. So there you go. If you want to get your name into Raceroom, this is a decent opportunity to try that out. And actually, I might try this out on a live show sometime. I want to do some Raceroom content. I did get contacted from Raceroom earlier today, and I do have some codes to give away here on the live show. So we'll race some Raceroom here in the future and check that out. So that is a quick overview of, I guess, today's news going on since last Friday when we had the show, and then yeah, now I'm gonna drink water, and then we're gonna dive into doing some driving. So let's see, catching up on chat. You guys are doing what you're doing. Before I go and jump into rFactor 2 and check out this world's fastest gamer competition, I do want to go and give a little bit of an overview for folks who might not be as aware of it. I apologize here. For some reason, the Studio 397 website just kind of does this funky thing where it's transparent background, and then when I go and add a background XSplit, it gives this very dark one. So anyway, World's Fastest Gamer Competition, this is their thing that they've been running for, well, it just showed up to rFactor 2 last week on the 3rd or the 4th, I think it got delayed too. But it's also been running, it ran for a bit on Forza Motorsport 6, and then it has like an app with Real Racing 3 you can go and run it on your phone, which is interesting. But the whole idea is that they're going and they have 10 finalists, 6 of the finalists have already been chosen, and then 4 will come from these online competitions that will go and I guess go to McLaren there in the UK and compete, and whoever's the best will be the official McLaren test driver on the simulator. So that's the gist of it. This website, or this page I should say, is really helpful. This is what Studio 397 put out. Gives you all the steps of getting installed, including owning rFactor 2, and then you got to go and you have to purchase the McLaren 650S, which is a car that's being used for this competition on rFactor 2. And then it gives you some more steps how to go and get it installed and where to go from here. If you click here, this takes you to the competition. We'll see if it loads. If it doesn't load, I got it up here on another screen. Maybe. I'm trying to bring this up because I want to show you guys the leaderboard right now, because there's some big names on it and some of these things are pretty wild. Maybe. Maybe not. Internet. I love when things work live. Okay. One more time. One more time. Let's give this a go and see if we can get this leaderboard to pop up here. Here. Up. And if it doesn't, I'll pull it up from over here. Anyway, so far there has been, let me see here. There has been over 1,000 that have gone and ran laps. 1,040 as of right now have turned laps in this competition, which isn't too bad considering, you know, at first I thought that was maybe a little low, but considering how you have to go and buy the, not only rFactor 2, but also then go buy the car, the McLaren 650S, I don't think that's too bad. I'm going to go here. Let's see if we can edit this on the live, or edit this on the fly here. Because I really want to pull up the standings. Oh, actually, I got a better idea. Delete, and we're going to come over here, and we're going to do a screen capture. And right here. Boom. Okay, now we can go and we can check out the standings here. Right here. Not that. Exclusive. Okay, there we go. So here are the current leaders. So it's a top 20 advanced type things. There's 4 different rounds. This is round 1 at Silverstone GP. And then next week is, where is next week at? Zandvoort or something. And then the last week 3 and 4 are back at Silverstone running the other layouts, which was kind of odd. I was kind of hoping they go to different tracks. But anyway, that's the competition. And honestly, I think this is one of the better weeks of running the Silverstone GP track. You can run this until Thursday. So I have turned in 1 lap so far, and there it is at 2:04, which puts me 847 out of about 1,000. Awesome. So we're gonna go in here into rFactor 2 and see if we can't improve on that a little bit, because that's not very good, and we'll see if we can get some I kind of want to go and reach out to you guys, community, and see if we can maybe work together and get a decent setup going. Because right now, I'm not very happy with my setup. I'm not very happy how the car is driving. So let me move this over here. And I'm going to go ahead and join the session. Okay. So let me change scenes here. And we'll be in rFactor 2 pretty soon. Let me make this a little bit bigger here so I actually see what you guys are saying. Luckily, you guys are just talking about other things in chat other than me trying to get this thing up on the fly. Okay. Let me go get that up. Okay. Let's go ahead and race. So, like I was saying earlier, I got a chance to first drive this car this morning. Been a little bit of a struggle getting this thing dialed in, if I'm being honest. The McLaren 650S is always the McLaren's always been a challenging car. You talk to, not only in sim racing, but you talk to the drivers in real life, or, well, when you watch them on TV, I don't talk to them. And, they always say that the McLaren is a pretty challenging car. And it's really challenging for amateurs to jump in and drive. So, go here. So yeah, it's been a challenging car, and yeah, I've had a tough time getting a setup dialed in where getting the car into the track. It just feels like right now that I'm just kind of on top of the track and not really in it. So we're gonna go ahead and run some laps. Let me go real quick here and show you what I currently have setup wise. Sorry, anytime I press anything here in the setup, the stream kind of goes cruddy. You see with the background there. I don't know why that's happening, but anyway, let me load this setup right here and show you what I'm working with. A little more fuel in here so I can run about 4 laps when I go. Chill here, this stuff is all pretty basic, even though I swore I changed my wheel rotation to 360. So something that's interesting is I'm using the AccuForce V2. So normally when you use the AccuForce, you launch the game from Sim Commander 4. Well, to do this competition, I had to go to that website, as you saw, and launch it from the website. So I'm not able to launch it from Sim Commander. So instead of using the rFactor 2 profile that I have in Sim Commander, and I've been working on that now for a while, just different profiles as I work on setting up the tutorial for Sim Commander 4, and then also reviewing this wheel. I know, it's taken a little while. There's a lot to it. So, unfortunately, I haven't been... It doesn't let me use that profile because I can't launch it from there. So, I'm having to use the base wheel settings that I created, which aren't bad, but it'd be nice to use the rFactor 2 profile. So, anyway, a long-winded way of saying I had to go. One thing I had to do in the wheel settings is turn degrees of rotation down to 360. I normally run it at 540, but I was just finding in the tight corners here that 540 just wasn't getting it done. Rear wing, I went ahead and I dropped that down to 3. Radiator tape, we're just running a couple laps here. Don't need to worry too much about the car overheating. Suspension, made a couple changes here. The biggest thing I did was the anti-roll bar. I went and I tried to stiffen up the front. And the rear end was really kicking out on me when I first got in this car, so I'm not messing with that. Earlier I had messed with ride height and things like that, and toe, and I haven't, the second setup I haven't made changes there. The chassis, nothing to see there. And then over in advanced, I've gone and, let's see, I dropped the rear tire pressure a bit, because again, I was really tail happy. Camber, I think I've left default, if I'm remembering right where I'm at. So, oh, and then something else that's important, I have traction control at the bottom here. I have traction control and ABS on. Traction control I have set to low, ABS I have set to high. I originally went out running without traction control and ABS, and oh man, it was brutal. So, anyway, let's go ahead and let's go racing here. Again, let me get the stream up. I need water. I drank way too much caffeine when I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. This morning. early one. Let me get the volume turned up for me. Okay. So let's see if we can get some laps here. Something that I wasn't expecting was competition. I thought you just kind of go out there and have the track to yourself, but I didn't realize there was going to be sessions where you're sharing the track with people, so that's a little unique. And as you see, since I reloaded the game this morning and got everything set up, I still have the old school, all the old school UI going, which is pretty terrible. It's pretty terrible looking. I'm definitely looking forward to updates from Studio 397 on that end. So we'll get up to speed here. One thing I did is I went and searched on YouTube for some lap times and saw that people are able to drive this car much harder than I'm currently able to drive it. And then also saw what gears they're using. And that corner I was running in third gear, but second gear seems to be the way to go. No way to adjust the gearing. It is what it is. Really challenging corner. I'm just finding myself having to really slow up for corners way more than I like to. Take it easy through here, since this lap doesn't count. You can kind of hear the wheel vibrating there. That is one thing with the testing I've done so far on the AccuForce V2. I really like the rumble effects it has. That's something I've kind of talked about with other wheels. When they have rumble effects on other, non-AccuForce or non-direct drive, it just seems like it just kind of rattles itself to death. It's a bit of an afterthought, but here it feels really nice. Turn. That corner I've been struggling. When I go in the second gear, the car just doesn't turn anymore. Oh yeah, and guys talking about the game not necessarily running smoothly, that's because I've been having this issue with XSplit where I'm having to go and select XSplit. So it's looking choppy on my end, trust me. But if I go and I mouse over the game for myself, the XSplit goes down to like 5 frames per second. So that's just kind of what we're dealing with right now. Really don't know why. It doesn't really make any sense. A little bit of curb. Just waiting on the gas. And from what I've seen watching a lap that was a 158, not waiting on the gas at all. Ah, too hot, too hot. Well, this lap is dead. So we'll just hustle this back around. Yeah, I'm clearly missing something with the setup on this car. Because it's just not into the track. And I'm hoping that's something I can figure out with setup and it's not just the inherent behavior of the car. Because even just the other day with all this AccuForce testing I've been doing, my baseline has been the Mercedes Gt3 car in iRacing. And that car just feels a lot more in the track than this one does.
The lap was a 2:06.77.
You know, when you're losing the car at that part of the track, You are struggling. Oh, come on. Yeah, in the corner, I'm struggling with the back end coming out, and then just kind of getting into this stalling at the wheel. That was better. It wasn't fast. Come back. Let's see if I can get these curbs. Ugh, too much curb. Too much curb. You don't want that much curb there. Let's see if we can get one more lap in here. Again, a lot of dancing coming out of the corners. First gear. That wasn't too bad. A little bit too much curb there, upset the car.
That lap was a 2:04.37.
It's just so antsy. Just so on top of the track. Oh, that wasn't good. What's also kind of interesting is they've kind of, rFactor 2's kind of had to go on and redefine some of the track limit stuff. Looks like some folks, there's videos out there, some folks were really abusing the track limits to get those 157s. And the interesting thing is, once the top 20 times are there, rFactor 2, ISI, Studio 397, whoever these days, is going to go and actually watch the laps and make sure that they didn't go and take advantage of track limits. Even though I think you are allowed to run out there a little bit further. Wasn't where I wanted to be for that right-hander. You got to stay tucked in there. For a left-hander, set you up for the right. Drifted into the middle of the track. Hard on the brake. I think this is the corner that they were saying you can only go out on the green. Well, that is a tough thing when you have a track that you choose that's track limits are a struggle in real life. I hate track limits. I like when I just let them run.
2:04.57.
So that was somehow even slower. That lap actually felt decent, but that was slower. So, again, I am missing something here setup-wise. I'm gonna go here and escape. So, be interested if anyone has any input what should be done for the setup here. I think I'm gonna go and try some stuff. I think I'm gonna go and work on putting more camber in, because you know you can get away with a lot of front camber. So let me go ahead and do that. Let's bump that up to 3.3. Lean the tires in. Wing 2-1. Okay. You're right, Robert. I do need a setup for a 1.57, obviously. Okay. Let's see. So, You know, I had the wing to 1 earlier, and it was brutal. Let's try that. Let's put the wing to 1. And let's see. What else can we do? What is the problem, Alex is asking? Well, I'm having multiple problems. Into the corner, well, definitely in the high-speed corners, the rear end's wanting to take off. I feel like I have to really slow down and really be very careful with my line to not have the rear end break out. So I'm struggling with that. And then once I pick up the gas, then you know I'm dealing with a lot of. I feel like it's almost a bit of a tight oversteer thing. I pick up the gas and I instantly head too far. My nose takes off. I put more wheel in, and then I'm kind of battling it. So yeah, I'm not really getting through the corners too well. High speed seems to be the biggest issue I'm having. I don't have this car. What changes I have made have been for high speed corners, trying to make it stiffer. If I wanted to work on low speed, I'd make it softer. But again, it seems like the high speed's been the real issues. Okay, I'm seeing different things. How about this? Let's do 2 on the wing, and let's go up. I saw up on the preload. Let's go ahead and try that. And then, you know what? I did earlier. I'd have ride height set down to 65. Let's go ahead and do that again. So that's as low as it go, and that might help a little bit. Okay. As David O'Reilly said, high preload would kill in the slow sections. I'm not as worried about the slow sections right now because I'm just struggling so much in the high-speed corners, and that's what I really need to get through. Because it's just, I feel like there's more time to be lost at Silverstone in the high-speed corners than the slow speed. Press harder on the throttle, yell power. Well, okay, well, let's go ahead and let's run with this right now and see how it does. Because I'm seeing all sorts of suggestions, but we just gotta go out there and run it. Like I said earlier, I was driving. It's running kind of choppy on my screen because I have to go, and after I get in the car, I have to go press XSplit over here. So XSplit runs nice. So you might be seeing a little choppiness, and I'm definitely seeing choppiness. We're seeing choppiness while trying to drive isn't very helpful, especially when you have 144 hertz monitors to not have that issue. But anyway. Oh. Just wanted to check something real quick. Okay, let's see how we are faring with only running a 2 on the rear wing, lower rear end, lower right height on the rear, a little more camber up front, higher preload on the diff. That might be a little bit better. Let's see when we get up here. Yeah, it doesn't help when you miss the apex. That does seem to be putting down the throttle better. That doesn't help. Gotta really stay off that curb. Come on. Woof. Just couldn't get the gas down there in turn 1. And then I ended up washing wide. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Come on, curb. I couldn't quite get there. That whole time I was trying to put my right side tires right on the curb. Okay, that was better. Still had to slow down a lot, but a lot more under control under braking. All right, the curbs. Come on, get over, get over. Ah. Junk. Not good. Car feels better though. That was a little bit my junky driving. Okay, stepped out a bit there. That's okay, because it rotated. That was better.
That was a 2:04.43.
Oh, come on. I tried to slow up a little bit earlier there. Well, I liked being easier on the gas through turn 1 and whatever they call 2 there. But then I went and braked too early for, let's say, 3. Okay. Let's see if we can get to the apex this time. There we go, not too shabby. You know, earlier I did run traction control at medium, and I was in a practice session with guys talking about it, and they were suggesting low, and I do think I like the car more when I had it at medium. Almost had a good thing there, but just kind of drifted out on me. Busy, busy, busy hands. That was better. Got in there harder. If I can just get to the gas. Break a 4?
That was a 2:04.84.
I cannot break a 4 to save my life. Oh, come on, John. Come on, John. Okay. Well, that got really shitty there. Actually got through the first couple corners decent. Okay. Let me go and jump out of that. I think I'm going to go and make one more adjustment. Let's go ahead and make that adjustment with the traction control and see. So you need to be able to go through turn 1 flat once you hit the apex. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm definitely losing loads of times there. Okay. Let's go ahead and I'm going to go to settings, difficulty, and then medium. I kind of wish they would, when they work on new UI, I hope they move traction control and ABS for cars that, well, just in general, out of this area, because it kind of makes me feel like I'm going and I'm cheating. But this car has ABS and traction control, so, you know, it should be part of the garage, in my opinion. Okay. Well, if you can go in the 58s by default, then clearly I'm not doing it right. Let's see. So we changed that. Let's see. Anything else I want to change here in this setup? I'm fine with all that. Let's bump that up a little bit more. Try to get that to rotate. And let's go with that. Okay, let's go ahead and go back to racing. Yeah, I don't have traction control and ABS mapped to my wheel, so that's why I was doing it in there. Go with toe out in front. Sounds crazy. You know, Robert, I'll give it a try. Let's see, garage. Where's our toe out at? Not there, suspension. Okay, I'm gonna go slightly towed out. Let's give it a try. This does sound really odd. Okay. Knuckles and elbows popped. We're ready to go. Give us one more run. This is where I miss, right now I'm just running with the single monitor, my middle monitor of the triples. That corner is where I miss having all three of my screens, because it's really hard to see that apex. At least when you're used to running with triples. That's a tough corner to see with just one monitor. Better. Too much speed. You know, until Maggots, Beckett's, I hit that whole combo there. I'm not gonna have a good lap time. Obviously, I gotta brake a little earlier there. Okay. Let's see what can't be done. The last couple flyer laps to defend whatever sim racing honor I have. Oh. I can go flat out now. That's an improvement. But man, that thing just took off. That's actually hitting the apex. Okay. Come on, throttle. That's more of an on-off corner. Obviously, I can't be floating that. Hey, my live chat went. A little slow through there, but at least got off the corner. Okay. That was okay. Certainly can be better. Again, went conservative there, but was able to put the gas down. Okay, what do we got?
That was a 204.11.
Oh, I hate the number 4. There you are. And you go out a little bit further and then turn in. Let's try 6th gear there. Wait. There's the throttle. Yeah, I keep on trying to do this tweener throttle. You know, roll into it, and it just doesn't work there. It needs to be on or off. Ah. Couldn't get to the gas there either. Slow down a little more here. On these curbs. Off these curbs. Oh. Just something not connecting right now between me and this car. And that big bump right there. I felt that through the steering wheel. Oh, sloppy lap. Pressing too hard. Okay.
That lap was a 204.70.
Man, can't get out of the 4s. Well, I suck. That's where we're at right now. Currently in this competition. I think of myself normally as like a 75th percentile driver or 80th percentile driver, but boy, I don't think I can right now. 'Cause that was pretty terrible. Let me get live chat back up. Since I don't know where it went, XSplit. There you are. Okay. Well, hopefully through all this, let me go ahead and leave. You at least learned something for setting up for this competition. That's what I'm hoping for at the very least. Mid-corner speed is too low. Brake deep into the corner and make the nose dig there. Go on throttle hard. I totally agree. I totally agree. Tire pressure to minimum and wing to 1. Okay. Well, again, is what that is there. So maybe I'll go and do more practice. I was thinking about having that, redoing this on Thursday, because I kind of knew which direction this was going to be going when I tried it this morning, and I wasn't very fast. But I think the track's going to change over to week 2 before we do our show on Thursday. So, it is what it is. But anyway, if you guys want to do any Q&A, go ahead and put some questions here, and we'll answer some questions, and we'll probably do that for about 5-10 minutes, and we'll call that good. We'll call that a show. Let me go ahead and just chat back down to a reasonable thing. There we go. Hey, John G6 from Greece. Or if you have no questions, then, you know, we'll just end it. Try 1 or 2 clicks lower front anti-roll bar. Might help with initial turn-in as well. That is... Now I'm going to have to go and keep on working on this, because I don't want to see my name that low down on the scoreboard. Because, let's see, if I go over here and I refresh, where am I currently at? I am, oh no, go back to summary. 810. Yeah. Let's see, being 810 out of a little over 1,000, that's like 20th percentile. Not very good. Call Darren for advice. Brake cooling all the way to close in the radiator. Yeah, I was wondering if I could go more aggressive on that. Rodenstein. John, do you know when Project Cars WFG will take place? Well, Project Cars isn't involved in this from what I can tell, but I mean, that'd definitely be someone in the future. It seems like, I think maybe part of this came from last year when rFactor 2 worked with Formula E. And they did the Vegas E race. Well, I guess that was in January. But McLaren's CEO did, I'm forgetting his, oh, Zach Brown. He attended the event, and I kind of wondered if, I don't know, maybe World's Fastest Gamer for McLaren was already, you know, working, but maybe that's when McLaren heard about it, and then seeing rFactor 2 already running it, maybe that's when they went and reached out and decided to work with rFactor 2. I mean, World's Fastest Gamer is a major get for rFactor 2. Pretty sure McLaren has included Project Cars on some other games. Well, they've definitely been, I mean, McLaren's definitely in Project Cars, but I don't know about competition-wise. So, I think I'm going to wrap things up here since chat's kind of died down, and so has viewership. Going to have another live show this Thursday, same time. Going to try out this time. I realize this might be a little early in the day for some folks. Saw some comments in the comment section after the last video, but going to keep trying to do this noon time here on the East Coast and see how that goes. Thursday, not sure where I'm driving yet. I'm halfway tempted to do this again if I can work on my lap time, and also work that I'm not getting a bunch of stuttering on my screen while I do it. And then, but might also jump into something else. We'll see what else comes out. But yeah, I'm kind of not entirely sure. Besides the live shows, again, continuing to work on this AccuForce stuff. I might do one of these live shows, might do some kind of like live tuning, showing how that goes. But we'll see how far along I am. So yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Again, thank you to those of you who came and watched, and watched whatever that was. Hopefully that was somewhat enjoyable, or maybe you learned something from chat about how to set up cars, because wasn't the best driving. But anyway, thank you for watching, and for John Sable, thank you for watching Inside Sim Racing. Like, subscribe, check out affiliate links, all that good stuff. But we'll see you next time.